So to start with today's news, students to get new textbooks from NCERT after nearly 20 years. This is because of the awakening of National Education Policy 2020. So for prelims, you need to understand about this National Education Policy 2020. Early childhood care and education with new curriculum and new pedagogical structure is introduced under this policy. So with the emphasis of early childhood care and education, 10 plus 2 structure of school curriculum is replaced by 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 curriculum for the ages between 3 to 8, 8 to 11, 11 to 14 and 14 to 18 years. Also, this will bring uncovered age group of 3 to 6 years under school curriculum. The new system will have 12 years of schooling with 3 years of Anganwadi and preschooling, and it ensure universal access at all levels of school education. About 2 crores out of school children will be brought back into the mainstream under this policy. So the main important objective is to introduce multilingualism. This policy emphasizes mother tongue and local languages as the medium of instruction for at least till grade 5. Sanskrit is also offered at all level of schools, and other classical language and literature of India is also available as option, and no language will be imposed on any student. Then national curriculum framework is one of the key component that enable and energize this transformation. The 4 section of national curriculum framework is for school education, for early childhood care and education, for teacher education and for adult education. And Jaduvai Pitara has been developed under this NCF, and it is available in 13 Indian languages, and this aim is to enrich the learning teaching environment by making more practical learning, making more child centric, and that is a play based learning teaching material. Other religious minorities, some sect of Muslims continue to be in the OBC list, says center. So for prelims about minorities and their provision in the constitution, you have to study. So article 29, 30, 350 class A and 350 class B, okay, that gives the definition of the minorities. The Union government under the National Commission of Minority Act 1992 has recognized 6 minority communities, that is Muslim, Christians, Sikhs, Buddhists, Parsis and Jains. And provision under fundamental right is Article 15 class 1 subclass 2 that provides discrimination against citizen on ground of religion, race, caste, sex or place of birth. Article 16 class 1 and 2 says that citizens have right to equality of opportunity in matters relating to the employment or appointment to any office under the state. Article 25 class 1 says that freedom of conscience and right to freely profess, practice and propagate, and that is subject to public order, morality. Okay, and Article 28 says that freedom to attend at religious instruction, and Article 30 class 1 says that right of all religious and linguistic minorities to establish the institution. Article 30 class 2 says that freedom of minority managed educational institution from discrimination in matter of receiving aid from the state. So in TMA PI case, it clearly says that linguistic and religious minority must be identified at the state level, not at the national level. So it have been already asked in the previous year question that religious sector community is given the status of national minority, and what is the special advantage? So the answer is it can establish, administer educational institution according to Article 25. President can nominate a representative, that is of the community, that is wrong, and it can derive benefit from PM 15 point program, that is true. SEBI set to regulate index providers. SEBI is a statutory body established on April 12, 1992 in accordance with the provision of SEBI Act 1992. Basic function of SEBI is to protect the interest of investors in security and to promote and regulate the security market. So powers and function of SEBI. SEBI is a quasi-legislative and quasi-judicial body that can draft regulation, conduct inquiries and impose penalties. It functions to fulfill the requirement of three categories. One is issuer. So issuer should have a marketplace. An investor. Investor should have a safety and supply of information. And intermediaries. They should have a proper competitive professional market. So SEBI is now able to regulate any money pooling scheme. SEBI can also seek information. SEBI performs the function of registration and regulation of venture capital fund. SAT is a statutory body established under the SEBI Act. The objective of SAT is to hear and dispose appeals against the order passed by SEBI. Thank you. For any queries, feel free to contact this number.